Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and here's a headline from Crypto Newsflash. Gala Games partners with FLR Networks and BitTrue to incentivize new gamers. And with what I'm about to cover in this particular latest Moon Lambeau hot jam, it gets me thinking if there's true utility here, because look, like FLR and the Spark token talk about being the new kid on the block here. You know, you've had smart contract platforms like Ethereum, which, although conceptually awesome, and I do own Ethereum, but there's clear, at least at this point, very clear scaling issues. And it's just interesting to me to see such major partners jumping on board with FLR Networks effectively right out the gate. Like Spark tokens haven't even been released yet. And because you can have smart contracts and all sorts of other things occur on the platform, in conjunction with XRP too, by the way, which should be good for XRP, without the scaling issues. And so, really interesting. And you got to wonder, what's this going to mean ultimately for the price action of the Spark token? I mean, to see that it's already been, I didn't check today, but just to see that it's, recently surpassed XRP's price without any utility, just based on speculation. If this thing's going to have staying power, and that's an if, what's it going to look like in a decade? Can you imagine? And here we get it. We get Spark tokens free. But I do want to be clear, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and so you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say, all right? I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys talking about these topics, and I run this YouTube channel purely as a hobby. That is all that it is. And also, if you would please, ever so delicately, tap the like button, I would appreciate it. And consider subscribing to the Moon Lambeau channel, because if you don't, you are dead to me. All right, into the content now. All right, Gala Games, the blockchain gaming platform, has finalized a partnership that will introduce interoperability with one of the most valuable blockchain networks, Ripple. Gala provides gamers full ownership of in-game assets in the form of non-fungible tokens, or NFTs for short, traditionally unheard of in the gaming sector, where power remains in developers' hands. Unlike traditional video game systems, these digital items are verifiably scarce and are not tied to a single platform, allowing for inter-game use and ease of transferability. Digital asset marketplaces enable gamers to sell their items, creating opportunities for easy monetization and turning their hobby into a profitable pastime. And by the way, I learned years ago, I actually learned this as I was just jumping into the world of crypto, that because there's a coin that was trying to kind of solve this problem effectively too. I don't know where it is at this point. It was called Wax. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it in forever. Maybe they're around, maybe they're not. But they're going after the gaming industry, which I think at the time, I could be mistaken, but I think it was cited as annually a $50 billion industry. And it was fascinating because there was an instance where it may have been the CEO of Wax I was listening to. I can't remember. Somebody cited that like in-game digital assets are a real thing, and there's like markets for them for specific games, and it's all centralized to this point anyway. But they gave an example, an extreme example, so this would be an outlier, but still fascinating nonetheless, where there was a digital sword that sold in a video game for $40,000 because it was the only one, and so it was scarce. That was it. If you wanted it, if the guy was going to sell it, you could have it if you're going to pay a hefty price, and that's it. And so it's a bigger industry than I would have guessed, and I found that genuinely fascinating. And so stuff like this, though, I think it's probably only going to grow over time anyway, especially as more humans come into existence. But even setting that aside, developing the infrastructure for this further, it could just be like one of those instances where making it easier, there's less friction, things can occur at a lower cost, innovation does what it does, and you get more of this type of activity, which would be interesting. And if FLR can get in on this type of ground level and turn it into something, which is an if, but that could be rather interesting here. Anyway, piece continues. Since its launch, Gala Games has been primarily working with Ethereum-based in-game assets. Why did I say that weird? I had a weird emphasis on that. I'm going to say that sentence again. Since its launch, Gala Games has been primarily working with Ethereum-based in-game assets. That sounds better. As the current leader in DApp usage, Ethereum was the natural place to start for Gala, but its team wanted to expand to other networks, with Ripple being their next choice. Ethereum still has many drawbacks, with the most obvious being its bloated transaction fees, which have ballooned in recent months. Yeah, and so that's going to be a thing like that, and then just the speed of all this. That's a problem. That is definitely a problem right there. And so I understand, well, in the short term, everybody's just speculating. It's money grab this, money grab that. There's going to be true utility coming out of this asset class. And so those cryptocurrencies that are useful will rise to the top over a span of many years, I believe. But anyway, initially, Ripple started out as a platform to enable cross-border, borderless transactions, but with FLR Network's additions, Ripple now has smart contract operationality. They mean XRP, but whatever, it's crypto media. This is a huge step forward for Ripple, as the number of potential use cases for the XRP ledger have multiplied. It's not Ripple. It's not Ripple. Oh my. And then they have this little subheading, bringing gamers to Ripple. Gala Games will allow owners of Spark Token, FLR, the native token of the FLR networks, to purchase in-game items with the Gala ecosystem directly. This is excellent news for anyone who held XRP on various cryptocurrency exchanges like BitTrue on December 12th, as was entitled to a one-to-one airdrop of FLR tokens for each XRP deposited on the exchange. The airdrop has proven fruitful for claimants, since the IOU market created for FLR assigns the token as having a higher dollar value than XRP, at least at the time of writing this. It's really extremely volatile, though. And you can see, but on certainly on BitTrue, there's two markets I'm aware of on the entire planet, and they're just IOUs since Spark Tokens hasn't been released, but it's BitTrue and Poloniex. So we'll just have to see ultimately what comes of this. And then there was this. I wanted to highlight this. I got tagged in a subsequent tweet on this. And so it actually dates back to January 25th, but there are so many notifications here on my Twitter account. It's pretty common for me to miss stuff. It's too much for me for like one human to actually track. But somebody hit like on this thing from several days ago, which brought it back up to the top of my notifications. So when I clicked on my notifications, I saw it and I was like, oh, what's this? This looks neat. And so this comes from XRP Core, and shout out to you. XRP Core, just an XRP community member, not a part of Ripple. They weren't funded through RippleX, which formerly known as Spring, or with Coil. And so what XRP Core here did was built this app, which was silently playing in the background there. It's an app which streams XRP in real time. Yes, indeed, we're basically talking about streaming money in real time, which is effectively what Coil does. But for Coil, understand, that's a company that is coming up with a new form of web monetization, where before that, either you're, for running a business on the internet, for it to be, something that could be revenue positive, you need to either have a paywall or run advertisements. And so for the last couple decades, that's been the only way to actually accumulate money. That has to be part of your business model if you're trying to run a for-profit business, on the internet. And so it's kind of annoying because I tell you what, when I see articles that I'd like to read, but then they ask for a subscription, I'm like, paywall. That's what a paywall is. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to subscribe to this when there's just this one-off article that maybe I'd pay for it, but I'm not going to start a whole subscription up. And then if you're talking about just advertisements, those are annoying. And so it's not that those two forms of monetary compensation, they're not going away. Different people want different things, though. And so now, thanks to all this technology, there's a new form of web monetization, a third option, which is simply streaming money in real time. That's what Coil does. It's all done behind the scenes. You don't have to do it. If you have your $5 a month Coil subscription, if there's a website that's enabled with Coil, and this is live right now, by the way, for those of you not in the know, I know there's always new people coming in the world of crypto, but it'll stream money in real time to content creators. And it's not coming out of any sort of wallet from you. You're just paying a flat rate of $5 a month. And then Coil streams the money to the content creators in real time. So the longer you whether it's a song or a blog or a video, whatever it is, you're actually, since you're watching that, and it's just fractions of a penny, but it gets streamed in real time to the creator. And so what this is doing, this is something that the user could functionally take on. And so I'm not aware of this being out. This is just something that was created. If it's out, that would be awesome. But with the functionality of this app, an individual could choose to stream money to anybody of their choosing, XRP specifically, in real time. And you could set it up. There's all sorts of different parameters that were on the screen as I was just talking over it. And I just thought it was kind of cool. And so he's kind of pointing out in this tweet, he says, hey, just to say I'm not affiliated with Ripple X or Coil, the SEC needs to know that we, the XRP community, build on the open source XRP ledger as well, not just Ripple. And you can't do that with a security. It's just another... Whether it's, and tell you what, if that's not a legal valid, or rather a valid legal point, it should be, and that just would highlight the problem at its core. So that's where I stand anyway. I just thought it was cool stuff, but I will wrap up the video there, and thank you for stopping by, my friends. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because of anything I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.